Good morning, everyone. It's Dr. Hodges. I am going out for my morning walk. We just dropped Margie off at school. And it feels downright airish outside. It feels really good. So what I kind of want to talk today about is, and it's going to be a hard one, you guys. I think I'm going to do a little fuss today. So it's funny, if I have a patient that comes to me and they're a surgery patient, all my patients know I will never, ever fuss at you if you have not lost weight or if you gain weight. I will fuss at you for not doing your protein and not doing your vitamins, especially your protein. That is what's going to make you really sick. Your weight, we can always work on that. Now, with surgery, built into surgery, which is why it's so much more effective than just doing a traditional medical weight loss program, is you also get these metabolic effects that you don't just get from simple dieting and medication. What that means is, if you are doing a medical weight loss program, whether with me, whether it's with some other doctor, you're doing Grapefruit 45, you're doing whatever the new latest and greatest craze is, fundamentally, it all comes down to the same thing. I've had several patients that I've met with over the last couple of weeks where they've reached out to me and they've been frustrated with some of their weight loss, and they're doing a medical weight loss program. And it is, Dr. Hodges, this medicine is just not working. Before you go and just say it's the medicine, the first thing I want you to ask yourself is this: have you done everything that you need to do to make sure you're a success? So what does that mean? And I don't mean going and making a plan to do X, Y, Z. I feel so many times we get really caught up in the planning stage, and I'm going to set my vitamins for this time. I'm going to join this gym. I'm going to make my schedule for this. Oh, I found this great workout. I think I'm going to do that. So I feel like you get really caught up in making the plans, but the actual doing is a little bit more difficult. Do we really have to do that? Like, literally, my daughter is going to school. School is just starting. And last night she was like, do I really have to do this? And good morning. And the short answer is, alas, yes, you do. So what does this mean? Before you call your friends, your buddy, your doctor, frustrated with the lack of success with your current weight loss program, I want you to ask yourself this: are you drinking 8 ounces or 8 glasses of water a day? Are you doing 64 ounces? If you're not, you better start. Have you begun to log all of your food? I'm sure you've already downloaded the app. I'm sure you've already scrolled through all the different recipes. You may have even made a meal plan. Now, have you actually started to log your food? Okay, so that's number one. Number two, have you gone through your cabinets and gotten rid of all the crap that shouldn't be in there? I always tell my patients this, whether it's medical or surgical weight loss. We're all human, and we have had certain habits since we were children, and there's no surgery and there's no medication that's going to make that change overnight, and usually not with a bunch of therapy either. But what I want you to do is this: set yourself up for success. So have you taken all the chips, all the popcorn, all the sweets, those things that you're going to go to when the going gets tough? Literally every night after we settle in for bed, we'll turn on, I don't know, Collins really likes documentaries. We also like some good trash TV. We love 90 Day Fiance. That sometimes, anyway, that's a whole nother podcast. But he will always inevitably ask me, hey baby, do you want a snack from downstairs? My answer is always yes. And then he answers always, what do you want? And I'm like, well, we don't really have anything, so I guess maybe some Cheerios. And I'm probably going to have a couple of bites of those and then I'm done. However, if I have something luscious and sweet, like the chocolate chip cookies that my mom made for Margie when they had their most recent slumber party, had she given those to me, I would have eaten the entire bag. That's the reality. And guess what? This is what I do for a living. I know I shouldn't do that, but believe me, if they're there, I'll probably eat it. So I'm telling you, flee from temptation. Ain't no joke. So the best thing to do is just not have it there. I will then have patients tell me, but my kids like it. Well, guess what? They're kids. Of course they like it. You know what tastes better than broccoli? A chocolate chip cookie. Every time, hands down. It doesn't matter how much you zhuzh up that piece of broccoli, how much cheese or butter or roasting you do, it is never going to taste like a chocolate chip cookie. It will never taste as good. It will never satisfy as much. And if you say that it can, I don't believe you. And I don't believe anybody watching this podcast will either, or this video would. So, don't have it in the house. If it is there, you will eat it. I promise you, you will eat it. So, log your food. Get rid of all the crap. Drink your water. I want you to begin to incorporate more protein into your diet. Protein, as well as fats, which is one of the reasons why people really like to herald keto diets. Those do two things. They make you feel fuller longer, naturally, and you also don't have fluctuations in your insulin, and so you're not going to have big fluctuations in your glucose, which could also affect your hunger. And those two types of foods have a little bit more natural feeling of satiety and feelings of fullness. Also, are you weighing yourself on a regular basis? So and then finally, are you moving? I realize that it's 100 degrees outside, but there's also plenty of free workout videos on Amazon Prime that you can do in your house. So, I mean, if you have bad knees, you can sit and be fit. That comes on PBS. And so ultimately what this comes down to is there is not one excuse that you can give me if I haven't seen you in 3 months for you not to have lost at least 1 pound. Because I promise you, if you are logging your food truthfully, you are staying within that calorie range, or maybe even going 100 or 200 calories more because maybe your medicine hasn't come in yet. I understand. The whole thing about being in a calorie deficit is you get hungry. But you shouldn't be eating 500, 600, 700 calories more. There are ways around it. That's why you increase your protein. That's why you drink your water. Have you gone outside and or gone inside and tried to do at least 10 minutes of low impact exercise at least twice a week? If you have done these things, then we could have a much more aggressive conversation. But at the very least, I'm going to start holding you guys accountable, because you also have to keep yourself accountable, okay? There is nothing magical about surgery. I tell my patients this all the time. And now my new mantra is, there's nothing magical about medication either. All the same hype and hubbub that we're hearing about semaglutide and Wegovy and Mounjaro, guess what? We heard this when phentermine first came out. The same craze for phentermine happened a gazillion years ago. What's happening right now? So, I don't know, I'm sure in another 5-10 years, we're going to have another wonder drug. In the end, though, what is going to make this work is you. You are the master of your own success, and you're worth it. So get out there and kick some butt. You can do it, okay? But guess what? You got to start somewhere. You got to just go, okay? Hope that this helped you guys. Bye-bye.